So just to give you a background, so when you heard about the shootings at Fort Hood, being that you're a Muslim who views bin Laden positively and our country negatively, what is your thought?
With all due respect, Brian, I'm not going to get on your case. You quoted me as saying I said it was a great thing. I never said that. Had I said that it was a great thing, I would be in jail.
So provide us a new... I know, but you go right to the line using our First Amendment.
There's a big difference between the line and what's illegal. To praise what you would call a terrorist act, according to the Patriot Act, would put me in jail. So I didn't praise it. What I did say was, I said, God bless him, and may he get well soon. And I get the same thing from, the Christian Americans all day trying to witness me, telling me the same thing. So I don't see that I said anything wrong.
So the brutal, just to follow up, so 13 people lost their lives. If you count a pregnant woman, 14 people lost their lives, and all those who were wounded. You say they had it coming to them, correct?
Well, it's not what I say. We have to look at the facts. It was a deployment center. Why would you expect that some Muslim should respect the sovereignty of the United States when the United States they don't respect the sovereignty of other nations? Why is it so shocking? Because they were white or she was a
wait a second. So are you telling me that it's okay because we have soldiers in Afghanistan and in Iraq? Yemeni Muslim.
I'm telling you why he did it.
We have freed more people, and done more for Muslims than any other nation on the planet.
Really?
You think the Taliban did the Taliban assemble a society in which you condone?
Well, first of all, in the majority, yes, I would say they were fantastic.
So women don't go to school, women wear veils, women stay in the background.
I'm sorry, the highest rate of STDs is amongst your American women.
So you think because women have STDs, they shouldn't have rights?
You're not letting me finish too, Brian, okay? Just let me finish my sentence. How are they supposed to institute the society when they have the sanctions on them that were brought on by the United States and the United Nations because they didn't want that red, white, and blue flag stuck in behind? I don't understand. How were they supposed to do it? Where was that money going to come from?
This is why I paused. I paused to hear that. Yusef, say hello to Geraldo Rivera.
Geraldo Rivera, how are you? What's up, Essie?
What's your real name?
Huh?
What's your name?
What's your real name, Moshe?
I would.
What's your mother?
I would take Moshe as a name. That's a fine name. I have
You're partly Jewish.
I am. My mother is Freeman. But let me tell you what I just. Shut up. I think you seem to me to be a loser seeking an identity. I don't buy at all your story that you had a eureka moment in the Holy Land reading the Quran. I think it's totally. What were you doing? What were you doing before your eureka moment? What were you doing? What were you doing in life? What were you doing in life?
What do you mean? What was I doing?
What were you doing? How are you providing for your family?
I'm a pedicab driver. I'm a bicycle taxi. I used to have a.
You were a pedicab. You were a bicycle. In 2004, you were a pedicab driver. What were you doing?
In 2004, I had a perfumery in Palestine.
You had a perfumery in Palestine. In Gaza, you were selling perfume.
Not in Gaza. Get your facts straight. Don't take your facts from the web.
Oh,
all right. God. So fine. We got that straight. You sit out. Is this true, Al-Khattab, that you'll sit outside mosques for the so-called clear-thinking Muslims, what I think are clear-thinking Muslims who don't look at America as a bad place? They want to be there, and you basically reprimand them to be militant, correct?
So what you're saying, first of all, you said...
Oh, don't answer the question with a question, you schmuck. He asked you a question. Answer the question. Do you incite Muslims to violence or don't you? That's the question. The question is, do you incite Muslims to violence or don't you?
You try that with your wife.
Are you answering the question or what?
What's that?
Are you answering the question? Do you? Brian asked you very specifically, do you incite moderates to violence?
To do exactly what Jefferson or Washington or Madison
Oh, please, Brian, why are you giving this guy airtime? Jefferson or Washington? You allow him this low life to...
you know what? I just...
Jewish, man. I'm telling you. This guy doesn't let you speak.
So you think you're doing Jefferson and Washington's work by sitting outside and reprimanding Muslims not to take action against this country?
Absolutely. Because if you look at our Constitution...
And you're a pedicab driver now? Do you have a sign on your back?
You know what? Listen, do you want me to be...
22 virgins for you? You get fringe benefit?
Do you want to be a Jew on your line, or do you want to speak to me? I'd love to talk to you, Brian. I don't want to talk to this guy.
Well, Yusef, just finish your point. Why do you think that it's... Why do you think that it's...
Get red off your face, and let me speak to this man for a second, all right?
Don't...
What do you say?
I'm not sure. But Khattab,
I'd like to
from underneath
smack
your
his-
nose
I'd like
and
to
let me speak to
sm- I
Brian. I
smack
thought that you
this
had something to
piece
add.
of-
He's got nothing to add but rhetoric. Who am I? What have I done?
Who are you? Who are you,
What is-
pedicab driver inciting moderate Muslims to violence? You have the most inflated self-image of any loser I have interviewed in recent days. That's what you are. You're a bottom-feeding loser who is casting an entire religion in disrepute because of your own insecurities.
Geraldo, let's stick to the
You're an
platform.
apocalyptic anarchist. That's what you are.
I'm a what? I'm sorry?
it doesn't matter. Let's first off, Al-Khattab, I don't understand.
Can I ask you a favor? Honestly, I mean, I thought the judge was going to be here. I thought I'd be on with some drama queen.
Take a walk.
I'd love to speak to you about these.
But Yusef, here's why Geraldo's invaluable. You know, people talk about the bombing as a part of history. He lived through it. People talk about Tora Bora as a place on the map. He walked it. When you talk about the war, what's going on in Pakistan, he knows the cities and knows the people. So when you talk about what you've seen,
So then let me ask you this: how did we help the Muslims, as you said before? I mean, you claim that the United States helps, and I just want to know if the United States imperialism brings liberation, then you're really no different in your platform than Hitler.
all right, Al-Khattab.
Please, Hitler. Now Hitler. Now you're invoking Hitler's name.
All I was saying was the reality is that the elite rule on the behalf of the corporations, which are protected by American military might, and it's a liberation for few, and it's slavery for the masses.
Al-Khattab, how many people like you, when you go to a mosque?
One second.
And those Muslim countries that you extol their virtue, how are they fairer than the United States? Is there more social mobility in those countries? Is there opportunity? Is there an ability
That's a great
for a lower
question.
class person to prosper?
that is really
is there an American dream in those countries, the virtue of which you
No,
extol?
it is a dream because you'd have to be asleep to believe it.
What's your favorite country? Let me hear it. What is it? What is it? You like that area in Yemen where they chop women's heads off?
I wish they'd chop your head off.
Yeah, I finally got him to admit one. Get this loser off the radio.
Al-Khattab, you there?
There's over 1,000 military bases in the world. All right? That doesn't coincide with the vision of America held by the Founding Fathers. That's a fact.
We're keeping
Why don't you
country-
blow up a couple of more women's schools? Why don't you do that? Yeah, why don't you target some more, unbelievers?
Blackwater could do it for me. Did you visit Blackwater as well?
I would love to have you go visit Blackwater.
Geraldo, I would love to give you another Brit.
I have no idea what he said. But Al-Khattab, here's the problem. When you go to mosques, how many people
has to do
feel the
with
same
penises.
way? How many people have the same vision as you of this country?
Very few. Very few.
Thank God.
So you're saying that this guy, Hassan, is a rarity. It's not happened in the military, not happened on the outside.
I agree. That is a rarity. I agree.
It's a rarity, but you never know it's going to happen.
All I know is
His business card, Soldier of Allah. What does that mean to you?
I just saw that on a neocon site.
See, but the problem is here you're allowing this person to slander a whole race of people, and it's so pathetic to me. You're like the anarchist, violent version of Jerry Springer. You want to just attract attention. You want to be as flamboyant as you can possibly be. You want to corrupt and co-opt the language of political discussions, all about you, and you're nothing. You are a nothing, a nobody. You're a pretender.
But Geraldo, who were the hijackers? Who are the hijackers? Who was Muhammad Atta?
I guarantee you, when you look at them, the scary thing about the hijackers was how high functioning they were. I really do think that the analogy to the kamikazes is much more appropriate.
Al-Khattab, Yusef Al-Khattab, thanks for coming on. We got to hear both sides, and we did. Thanks for your time.
Closing remark.
They have faces made for TV, but we let them on the radio anyway. Brian and the Judge.